Hello and welcome back to Stomp City and another episode of ECW Lives on TEW 2016, and today it is time for the ECW November to Remember pay-per-view. So if you're excited for it, make sure you drop a like down below and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss another episode. And tonight we've got a stacked card. We've got the Undisputed Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line in the main event, with AJ Styles defending against Bryan Danielson. I'm also going to see Raven defend his TV title against CM Punk, with CM Punk fighting to become the 4-time TV champion, which would equal Too Cold Scorpio's record as the most times with the championship. And we've also got some other matches on the card that you'll see later. And also just to note that I've recorded the episode but I didn't have the microphone turned on, so we're going back looking at screenshots of the video that I recorded, and yeah, I'm just going to pretend that that didn't happen. But let's get into the show nonetheless. And we start with the dark match, and we're going to see the Kings of Wrestling versus the Dangerous Machine, and of course this is just to get the crowd going. And they've actually put on a good match here with a 73B-, with the tag team champions, the Dangerous Machine, getting the win after 8 minutes 01, after Ken Shamrock made Chris Hero tap out to the ankle lock. And Ken Shamrock and Joe again showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Samoa Joe looked excellent out there, and the performance of Ken Shamrock stood out as being good. And we got a 39 for Joe and Ken Shamrock with a 31. Claudio got a 36, so not quite ready for the main roster, I don't think. And same with Chris Hero on a 39. And as I say, I'm recording using screenshots of the show, which is why there's two mouses. But yeah, not a bad way to start the show. Let's get into the next dark match, where we're going to see Abyss take on Alex Shelley. And this was just to test Abyss's development and to see how he's getting on. And he only got a 46 and was actually outdone by Alex Shelley here with 49. Abyss did get the win though over Shelley in 9 minutes 51 by pinfall with the blackout slam. But I think this cements Abyss's place in developmental for the time being. I can't see him getting called up again. Of course, we haven't seen him since the Vampiro Abyss match, where Abyss had Father Bearer by his side and was set for a big push with his new manager, but there was no chemistry between the two, and that halted it a little bit. And yeah, that win over Vampiro was his last appearance until now, and he's in a dark match, so yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing him a lot before the end of the series. But yeah, it got a 51D+, so pretty bad, but we'll continue. And a video airs hyping tonight's pay-per-view to start the main card, and in our main event, Bryan Danielson challenges AJ Styles for his Undisputed Junior Heavyweight Championship, and Bryan Danielson has decided the match will take place in a ladder match. So if you remember, 2 weeks ago, Bryan and AJ competed in a time trial challenge, which Bryan Danielson won and gave him the right to select the stipulation. And on the last Revolt, AJ was talking about how Bryan Danielson might be better on the ground, but that's only if he can catch AJ, who feels his aerial ability is superior to Bryan's ground game. So Bryan Danielson is calling his bluff tonight, and Bryan is taking on AJ in a stipulation that arguably benefits AJ Styles. And it's also worth noting tonight we are holding the show in Georgia, a rare appearance outside of the tri-state, and this is because AJ is a lot more popular in the southeast, and it feels like a good time to have the show in a different area, with AJ being in the main event. And big night for AJ Styles in his home state, and the Stegman Coliseum is where we're holding the show, and it's only an hour away from Gainesville, Georgia, which is where AJ Styles currently lives. So should be interesting. And CM Punk seeks revenge on Raven inside a steel cage under Fight Series rules, and that'll be happening again tonight as well. And Raven has made CM Punk's career recently a bit of a misery, and he's done everything he can to get in CM Punk's way to stop him from getting to the top of the card once again. But tonight Punk has a chance to take the TV title under fair rules in the Fight Series rules inside the cage, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And we will also see the undefeated Shinsuke Nakamura in action, and he will be taking on a former ECW champion, Minoru Tanaka. But first, we go to the ring for a 10-man battle royal, and the winner gets a shot an ECW title of their choosing. So big opportunity for 10 men tonight, and we'll go to that now. And the competitors in the match are Brian Kendrick, Colt Cabana, Heavy Metal, John Cena, Jushin Liger, Lance Storm, Low Key, Prince Devitt, Tajiri, and the Hurricane. And this will be the Hurricane's debut. And of course, he's been seen as Shane Helms up until this point. And I thought it would be interesting just to mix it up and have someone with a bit more character in the roster. And yeah, tonight, the Hurricane has won the Battle Royal in 20 minutes 26, which is certainly something he wouldn't have been doing under Shane Helms. And the other members of the Final Four will Jushin Liger, Brian Kendrick, and Prince Devitt, with Jushin Liger being the final elimination. And Prince Devitt got the most eliminations over the course of the match, so a solid showing from him as well. But yeah, as I say, Jushin Liger is an anime superhero in Japan, and that's where the character stemmed from. So yeah, it was Hurricane versus Liger in the final two, and Hurricane came out on top and gets the opportunity to challenge for any title that he wants in ECW. Brian Kendrick and Cena were off their game, but the match did get the crowd hotter, which is good. It got a 68C+, so actually quite good for a mid-card battle royal. And then after the match though, the Hurricane calls Jushin Liger into the ring after finishing second, and Hurricane grabs the mic and he says, "Jushin Liger, the greatest superhero in professional wrestling. Let's create the ultimate super team. And I want to know, will you join me in my quest for tag team greatness? And we must build an unstoppable force to take down the dastardly dangerous alliance. Are you with me?" And Hurricane holds his fist out in a show of respect for Liger, and Jushin Liger looks around at the crowd and he puts his fist on the Hurricanes, accepting the offer, and the lights turn green as the team makes their way to the back. So a new super force has aligned. Jushin Liger and the Hurricane are now a tag team, and hopefully they've got chemistry. At least hopefully they haven't got bad chemistry. Yeah, it should be interesting to see where this goes. I thought this would be a good way to form the team instead of them just showing up. I think this battle royal was a good way of doing it. And yeah, now they've got a tag team championship opportunity over the next few weeks, and we'll see when that happens, so stay tuned and let me know what you think of the new team of Jushin Liger and the Hurricane. And also I want to have your team name suggestions down below, so get them in the comments and I'll pick one as long as it's good. And that got a 49D+, but let's continue. And then we go to a video package showing highlights of CM Punk versus Brian Kendrick in the Fight Series group stage. And you might remember Raven interferes, striking Kendrick, costing CM Punk a spot in the semi-finals, handing the win to Kendrick. So Punk was one win away from winning the group and going through to the semis, but Raven and Kendrick decided to work together to come up with this master plan to force the disqualification, to cost CM Punk his spot and further adding fuel to the fire. And Raven and Brian Kendrick are shown backstage, seemingly coming up with a plan for tonight's Fight Series match, and you can assume that it would be the same idea. This time Kendrick jumping in and hitting Raven to cost Punk once again so Raven can keep his title. But road agent Dusty Rhodes approaches the pair and he says, "If you guys are thinking what I think you're thinking, don't even think it. Kendrick, if you go anywhere near this match, you're gone from ECW. And Raven, go out there and fight like I know you can." And Dusty walks off as Raven and Kendrick look far from pleased. So I tried a Dusty impression there, but I sort of messed it up. But of course, we don't have an authority figure, but we have people that speak on behalf of the committee in ECW, and tonight it's Dusty Rhodes. We've seen Shawn Michaels do the same before. And yeah, Dusty has been told to pass on the news that Kendrick is not welcome at ringside tonight, and he will be fired if he is seen. And apparently Brian Kendrick invented a new catchphrase that will likely boost his ability on the microphone, so that's good, but I'm not sure what the catchphrase would be because, you know, he didn't speak. But Dusty Rhodes has debuted his blue collar gimmick and got an awful, which is great. I don't think we're going to see him on screen too much, so that's not too much of a worry. But we did get a 69C+, so not too bad. I was expecting a little bit more, though. Dusty is good on the mic, so is Raven, but that's fine. Apparently, Kendrick underperformed as well. But yeah, point made. Brian Kendrick can't be at ringside for tonight's TV title match. And then we go into Shinsuke Nakamura's match, where he takes on former ECW champion Minoru Tanaka, and in 4 minutes 50, in his biggest win yet, Nakamura has defeated Tanaka. And yeah, really adding credibility to the streak of Nakamura now. He has gone through mid-carders and jobbers, but now he's gone through a former champion in the company and has legitimized himself as a real threat heading towards the main event scene. He did get a 65, Tanaka with an 89 carrying the match to a 79B, and hopefully Nakamura's popularity does start to increase going forward, improving his performances as we've said before. But he's on his way, and another big win for Shinsuke Nakamura. This time not quite in a minute. It did take him a little bit longer because Minoru Tanaka is a solid wrestler, but it was done very quickly in 4 minutes 50 relative to a normal Tanaka match. But I didn't want to squash him in a minute, so yeah, he's done quite well to last 5 minutes with Nakamura in the form that he's in. And yeah, big things for Nakamura going forward. And then we go into the TV title match where Raven is defending against CM Punk. And in 20 minutes 12, equaling the TV title record, CM Punk has defeated Raven by submission with an Anaconda Vice. And CM Punk wins the ECW World TV title. And 77 from Raven, 79 from Punk, resulting in a 79B. So solid match and a big win for Punk. And finally, Punk overcomes Raven and wins the title. Of course, Raven and Kendrick cost Punk his rematch at the ECW Championship, and he also cost him a place in the Fight Series semi-finals, which would have also given him a chance at getting that shot for the ECW title. But now he's taken from Raven and is the new TV champion. So good stuff for Punk. And as I say, is a record holder in the company now, and a good thing for him to have as we close this series out. But we head into the main event now, and we've got a 91A for this one between Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles. And AJ Styles has successfully defended his undisputed junior heavyweight title, making defense number 4 in 29 minutes 28. So a good length match here, nearly half an hour of wrestling action between Styles and Danielson. And yeah, as I say, AJ came out on top in this ladder match, and a really good performance from AJ with 88, 73 from Bryan Danielson, so I'm pretty sure that's his best performance yet, and easily Danielson's best match and potentially AJ's best match in the company, with a solid A there, and I'm pleased with that. Yeah, good way to end the show, and definitely more than what I was expecting. I was expecting maybe a B plus, but I guess we're in Georgia. AJ Styles, in his home state, has pulled out all the stops tonight and has put in a great performance in the main event. And it's good to see that AJ is on main event levels now, another star rising through the ranks over the past couple of years, and has solidified himself as a main eventer in the promotion, so that's good. And Bryan Danielson's not too far behind Punk and Raven's rating today, so good from him as well. But we end the show with a segment, and it only got a 57C-, so a little bit disappointing, but I'll run through what happened. And we go to after the match with AJ Styles climbing down the ladder, clutching his undisputed junior heavyweight championship belt. And Bryan Danielson is in the corner looking disappointed at himself. And AJ stops, looks at Bryan, and AJ starts to clap. Styles offers a handshake, which Bryan hesitantly accepts. But then AJ goes to walk away, but Bryan pulls him down to the floor, locking him in a cross-face chicken wing, and he holds him in the move and won't let go. And 3 road agents rush to the ring. We've got Dusty, Shawn Michaels and Harley Race, and they manage to pull Bryan off as AJ rolls out of the ring in agony. And he's done some damage to AJ, but Bryan kicks Dusty Rhodes in the head, and he turns and does the same to Harley Race. And Shawn Michaels pushes Bryan and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And Bryan looks at Shawn and goes to kick him, but stops and rolls out of the ring. So Bryan is hesitant to attack Shawn, but he's kicked Harley Race and Dusty Rhodes, attacking 2 legends of the business. But for whatever reason, Bryan hesitated with Shawn, and you can speculate that that was because of their history. Of course, Bryan Danielson was trained at Shawn Michaels' school, so there must be a little bit of respect there, but a little bit of tension between Shawn Michaels and Bryan at the end, and Shawn Michaels has seemed to talk some sense into Bryan as he leaves Dusty, Harley and AJ floored. So yeah, interesting ending to the show. A big turn for Bryan, and made a big statement tonight by taking out AJ. And you can imagine that this is only the start of the beef between Bryan and Styles. And yeah, good way to end the show, I think, apart from rating wise with the 57C minus, as I say. But yeah, I'm pleased with that segment nonetheless. And let's see how the show did. And we got an 82B overall, and this increased our popularity in 32 regions. And yeah, successful night. I think the 3 main matches on the card, the Shinsuke Minoru one, Punk, Raven and Styles, Bryan has brought the rating up there despite the poor segment at the end. And I haven't got the screenshot, but this did break our pay-per-view buy record and is now the most bought ECW pay-per-view of the series, so that's good. It's good to see that we're bringing more fans in, more eyes and more money. So yeah, that's good. But I'm going to leave this episode here. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Make sure you drop a like on the video, it helps me out a lot, and make sure you subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss another episode. And why not watch one of the videos that you can see on the screen right now? And other than that, I'll see you next time. Peace.